Hey everybody, this guy 4 here with my video review on the Transformers Animated Grimlock figure. Now I was going to start off my new animated reviews with all my new Voyager figures. I was going to start it off with Optimus Prime, but since Stop Motion Jr. did my review that I wanted on Starscream, I thought I might as well review the figure that he wanted, which was obviously Grimlock. If you saw our comments and all that, or if you've talked to him recently. So, I'll just show the packaging real quick, get the figure out of the way. There you have the front. Let me zoom out a little. And then you have the side with the nice headshot. The back with all his features, his tech specs, or not really tech specs, but description. His pictures of the alternate mode and the robot mode. And his little saying right there. The side with the rest of the featured figures along on the bottom. There you see Soundwave and Jazz. Two of the coolest figures from the animated line. And on the top, of course, you have the same picture as on the front. And that's pretty much it. You also see that sticker right there advertising the Transformers Animated DVD. Now, here's the figure. I'll just show you a quick 360 so you get a good look at him. This is a really nice alternate mode. He's my first Grimlock figure and actually my first Dinobot figure at all. And I just think this is the perfect way to start off my Dinobot and Grimlock collection. So, obviously, as you can tell, he is a Tyrannosaurus Rex in his alternate mode. I'll just show you a real quick size comparison with the Voyager Megatron figure. As you can see, the Megatron figure is about maybe an inch to half an inch longer. And from the front, you can obviously tell that Grimlock is the taller figure. Just get Megatron out of the way real quick. So, his color scheme is pretty much primarily gray, red, and gold. Here you see the gray all over the figure. You're going to see red featured around the neck, on the back and the sides of the figure, on the top of the legs right there, and by the toes right there. And you also see some red details by the toe right there, and on top of the back right there. You're going to see gold featured on the neck, right there. On the arms, right there. His little scrawny dinosaur arms. His toes right there. His heel spurs. Around his legs, right there. Let me zoom in a little. On his toe right there. On the top of his back right there. And if you look at it from certain angles, you'll see it right there. The last colors that you'll see are black and blue. Black featured on the legs right there, on the tail, and on top of the figure right there. And you'll see the blue, actually translucent blue, featured on top of his head, right there, and in his eyes. And those are actually pretty nice translucent blue eyes. If you look at it from certain angles, you'll get a nice glow. Now, my overall rating of this mode is he's a definite must-have. I can totally recommend him just from this alternate mode. He is an absolutely great alternate mode for Grimlock. It looks really good. And before I get to the transformation, I want to show you the gimmick real quick. If you press this button featured right here, push it down, there you get Grimlock to talk. It's pretty cool. Like, feature, I don't know how they work it out, but I really like it. So you get Grimlock saying some of his famous catchphrases. And you can just have fun with that all day. It really improves the alternate mode. I definitely like it. So my overall rating for this mode is a 9 out of 10. The detractors are those features I just talked about. So I'll just get to the transformation. First thing that you want to do is go ahead and you'll separate the tail tips right here. Separate those right there. And lift those up. Then we'll go to the front of the figure. Zoom out a little. You'll grab those tabs right there and lift those down. And if you can tell, I'm having some voice problems, but hopefully that's not too bad. You'll go ahead and straighten out the legs right there because they're kind of in an awkward position. You'll go ahead and grab these panels back here, lift those up like so until they peg into the leg. Do the same on the other side. Then you'll go ahead and put them down. Then we'll grab the tail tips right here and peg those into the side of the legs right there, like so. Then we'll go ahead and grab this whole entire chest section right here and lift that up. Then you'll go to the back, open these panels up, push in his arms. Then we'll lift this head up, and if you see that peg right there, that'll plug into the hole right there. So you'll just peg that in and lift up the head. And that'll actually peg into another peg. The last things that you'll actually want to do are you'll rotate the arms down, like so. Grab the hands and rotate those forward. Push down his heel, which will become his thumb, and push down his toes, which will become his fingers. Do the same on this side. Last thing that I want to do is go ahead and grab these arms and push those up into the upper arm, like so. As far as they can go, try not to push too hard though, because of course you don't want to break this. Then we'll do the same to the other side. Probably until they snap. Not sure though. And that's basically it to transforming Bulkhead, or Grimlock. I'm getting those three mixed up a lot. Lugnut, Bulkhead, and Grimlock. I don't know why. Probably because they're just big figures, or big in the show. Really strong and all that. So that's pretty much it. He is the Dinobot leader. He's really strong. He's not very intelligent, as you can tell by his speech pattern and all that. He's an Autobot. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully we'll be seeing more of him with more action and some more dialogue from the other Dinobots. So I'll just show you his gimmick slash weapon, because the gimmick is actually in the weapon. If you can see there, that's pretty much a sword. And if you can see there, there's a peg. And you'll just go ahead and plug that peg into this square hole right here. And once you have that done, you'll go ahead and twist the arm like so. And if you hear that clicking noise, those were the flames popping out of his sword. And that's a really cool feature. So his articulation pretty much is just his arms can rotate 360 degrees. His lower arm can rotate nowhere actually. Oh, lower arm right here can move back and forward. His wrist can rotate 360 degrees. His thumb can move in and out, and so can his forefingers. His waist can actually rotate 360 degrees, although you will have some troubles with the weapon in his hand. His legs can move in and out from the body. They can move into that kind of awkward position. They can move forward and back. They can actually rotate at the lower knee. And last bit of articulation is in his head, which can rotate that much to the right and that much to the left. I'll just show you some real quick size comparisons. Here he is next to Starscream. Zoom in a little. And here he is next to Voyager Prime. For those of you who don't believe I actually got Voyager Prime, I actually did get him, so there's your proof. So then, last one I have next to me is Prowl. He's just a little bit taller than Prowl, and he's really shorter than Prime and Starscream. This guy's next, hopefully. So my final opinion on this figure, he's really great. If you can find him, definitely get him. So I definitely rate this guy this mode a 10 out of 10. So overall, he's a 9.5 out of 10 in my book. I think you should definitely get him. He's definitely worth a search.